So here we have the stock R200 diff out of the S13, and this right here is the front diff out of an XTERRA. So we're just going to remove the back cover off of both of them.
You're puking. Oh, nasty. Oh.
Now we're going to take off the cover off the XTERRA diff. Wow, there's even rust inside here.
That's what the inside of your block looks like, Adele.
So there's a back cover for the XTERRA diff off now. And here we are checking the backlash. So it's about 0.007 of an inch.
The spec says it's supposed to be 4 thousandths to 6 thousandths, but you know, 7's close enough.
It has about 0.003 of an inch run out, and it's supposed to be around 2 thousandths. And then the diff that I was already running had maybe like 0.5 thousandths.
Or none. Just 0.
Or none of backlash. Like it just ends up moving all of the entire assembly. And the run out is basically 1/1000th of an inch. So what we're going to be doing now is unbolting the bearing caps. And we've labeled them top left and top right, so that way we know which orientation the cap should go in. Gonna flip it over to the other side.
Big hammer, because I knew we did something wrong. Open handle.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, this is like having a solid axle.
Yeah, jeez.
Damn.
Alright, this is out now. And now all the internals should be able to pop out. Okay, so we got the ring gear out.
Why don't we just, you know, attach this here permanently? That way your car will have more power, more torque in your KA.
Yeah. Maybe one day we can do that. Hell yeah! Ryobi. How much battery? Still with that gear puller. Pull it off. Done. Okay, now we're going to tap it out to the pinion. Yep. Okay, and there's the pinion. There's that. Should I keep that?
Yeah, just in case. Over there.
There's everything.
Let's get this case out of here and let's clean all the puke.
So we've marked everything over here, right, left. This is top left in this corner, top right in that corner. That's the top. So you know the orientation, and we're just gonna smack these and get these to come out. Okay, there's the right one. And there is the left side. Now we'll go and take off the bearing caps.
That's how you do it. Okay, you have to keep these and you have to keep them in order. Make sure you don't screw this up. So let's go like that. Just like that. Okay.
It's the right side.
Yeah.
Alright, there is the ring out. Now we're going to take out the pinion. There you go. Yay! That's that. Tap this out.
Let's see.
So that pinion is out now. What you should be doing is using a shop press and then just gently applying pressure on there, and then that'll push it out. Which I have a shop press at my house, but I don't have one at Nikita's, so we have to resort to a hammer. These two right here are the ring and pinion for the XTERRA, and this right here is the ring and pinion from the S13. So what we're going to be doing is swapping the ring gear from the XTERRA onto the S13 diff. And then we'll be pulling all the adjusting washers on the S13 pinion and then putting it onto the XTERRA pinion and then installing the XTERRA pinion into the car. So we'll take the one off of the XTERRA right here, put it over here, and then we'll put everything from the S13 onto the XTERRA pinion. So the pinion is done and ready to go into the car. Next thing we're going to be doing is swapping the ring. Breaker 419. Where the fuck is it? Now we're going to undo the ring by doing it in crisscross motion. Just going to gently tap it on there. We'll repeat that same process on the XTERRA diff to get the XTERRA ring off. Okay, so this right here is the ring gear from the XTERRA, and this is the ring gear from the S13. As we can tell from this marking stamped on the side of this ring gear, it's a 51:11 ratio, which is basically about a 4.636 gear ratio. And the 51 stands for 51 teeth on the ring gear, and then the 11 over here stands for 11 teeth on the pinion gear. Moving on to the S13 gear over here, it is a 49:12 ratio, which is 49 teeth on the ring gear and 12 on the pinion gear, and that comes out to about a 4.08 gear ratio. So now what we'll do is we'll install the ring gear from the XTERRA onto the S13 center section. Here is the S13 center section, and this is the 4.6 out of the XTERRA. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure all these line up, which they do. I'll be snugging it up first, and then after that, I'm going to be tightening the bolts and then adding thread locker. I have the ring gear snugged up, so what I'll do now is remove one bolt at a time, apply red thread locker, and then go across, do the same thing. And then going to do everything in a crisscross fashion. Okay, there's thread locker, red thread lock. Yeah, that's like this one has thread locker on it, and it's been snugged down, so we'll mark that. I'll do this one. So everything has been snugged down and has red Loctite applied to the threads. So move on to the next step, which will be torquing it to spec. The torque spec is 98 foot-pounds to 112 foot-pounds. The snap-on maxes out at 100 foot-pounds, but we're just going to use it because it's more accurate, and usually you over-torque anyways to like maybe 105. So we'll be using this, and then hopefully we'll get 105 foot-pounds. That was 101.3. That's good.
Don't be a little bitch, hit it harder.
More?
Yeah. Just yank it until it goes red. More. There we go.
104. So all the bolt heads are marked 3 times now. One for applying the red Loctite, another one for actually torquing to spec, and then a third one for double checking the torque spec. We're going to start off by installing the pinion. So this pinion gear again is from the XTERRA. This is the 4.6 setup, and these two pieces right here are from the S13. And we're going to be greasing everything up. So we're just going to be applying multi-purpose grease. This seal over here you should be replacing, but we're not going to be. We're just going to be greasing it up. And we'll go and insert this pinion. So just put a nut over here on this flange, got the torque wrench, put it on here, and then that pulled the pinion through. Now we're going to torque it between 137 foot-pounds and 217 foot-pounds. Oh, wow.
Okay, don't break it.
According to the factory service manual, the bearings over here don't need any grease. However, we're going to grease them anyways because the other bearings are supposed to be greased according to the factory service manual. We'll also be greasing the seals over here. Now it comes time to actually install the ring portion of the diff. Of course, we're going to be putting back in the shims and the races exactly how they came out from the diff. So the right side ones are going back on the right side, left side ones will come and go back on the left side. Right side shim goes on the right side. and then the left one is going to go on the left side, in between the two big ones. That's fine. That took a while, but all of these shims are in, and center section is in. We're all good. Now what we're going to do is put on the caps for the bearings. So you can see I'm lining everything up. This says top left. This is the top of the diff, and that's the left portion. That's the top part of the cap. Same thing over here, top right. Of course, make sure all the caps are clean. They don't have any debris in them. We're going to be torquing it to 67 foot-pounds because the factory service manual says to torque it between
65 and 72.
65 and 72 foot-pounds. These are torqued now and double checked, and the 4.6 is in. So we're going to just check the backlash and run out and the teeth engagement, and then we'll seal it up. So the backlash is 3/1000 of an inch.
Like 3.5 thousandths.
Like 3.5 thousandths. What was the tolerance for it?
It's supposed to be 39 10,000ths to like 59 10,000ths, so we're like 4 10,000ths off, which is pretty good.
Run out is coming out to about 1,000th.
Which is well within spec.
Now we're going to be marking the gear with gear marking compound so we can see how the contact is between the ring gear and the pinion gear. We're just going to spin the gear and then see how the contact is to the pinion. This is back and forth.
Both directions.
A little difficult to see, but you can see our engagement, and it's all nice and in the center, which is exactly how you want it. See it. Boom, boom, boom. And the factory service manual is the same thing. Correct tooth contact would be nice and in the center. All right, being 100% honest with you, we applied way too much gear marking compound. Tried wiping it off. Yeah, obviously terrible results. But anyways, now what we're going to do is install the flanges for the axles. This one was the right side one. We already marked it. We got that one kind of in. Now we get this side. Well, this one goes in just nice and dandy, doesn't it?
That's it. Oh, I guess that was actually the whole time, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's it. So don't break the seal. Don't break the fucking seal, bro.
Now these flanges are in for the axle. I've already cleaned the outside section over here for the differential cover to go on. Differential cover has also been cleaned up, so this is all ready to go on. You can clean this with either a razor blade, plastic razor blade, or a roll-lock pad on a die grinder. This works out really well, and it doesn't mar the surface. So we're going to be using Ultra Gray RTV. What? I'm not going to fucking just bolt that shit up like that.
What the fuck not?
What? That's way too fucking much.
You obviously don't know how this works. Fuck me, my hand's getting tired.
Really do it? It's your
Just
pitch.
Wow, you're strong. It's a little bit too thick.
Oh fuck, we'll just spread it out later.
You're not supposed to fucking spread it out, Adele.
Yeah, we can.
Do you know how this actually works? You're not supposed to spread it out. Spreading out is the absolute wrong thing to do.
What is it? What do you think happens when it gets fucking sandwiched? Oh, it doesn't spread
Well, that's
out?
the whole point. It spreads out when it's sandwiched, not with your fucking finger. Because
No, it
spread out
doesn't
with your
matter.
finger, you're creating valleys and grooves in it.
No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No, you're not.
Your finger's not flat.
What? The whole point is you don't make it flat. You let it fucking crush itself.
If you spread it out, you are crushing it.
What? No, you're not.
Yes, you are.
No, you create, like, I'll show you.
No, Adele. You're wrong about this.
I've never had it fucking leak anything.
That doesn't mean you're right. Yeah, it'll work, but it's not the right technique.
No, you just like dab it like this.
You're not supposed
It
to
makes
do
it like
that.
bumpy. Oh,
You
it's
have-
perfect.
The whole point is, it's supposed to be smushed down by the other surface.
No, it
That's
still
what makes
does
it
though.
seal.
You apply enough that it already is. Maybe you just don't do the stupid ass fucking line.
Or you apply less, and you still have it sealed. You don't really know sure what the manual says you do.
I don't give a fuck what the manual says.
You see this? Look at this RTV application guide right here.
Low key, this is like the worst line of RTV being applied ever. Anyways, now we're gonna apply this piece of garbage. So now just snug everything by hand. Not really hard at all, and then we'll wait for the RTV to dry before final tightening. Okay. So I'm gonna wait an hour just like the instructions said, and then tighten it down. But other than that, the diff is now all good to go. Has proper backlash, proper run out, and proper teeth engagement. So everything is good. Also, it needs to be filled with fluid. I've waited an hour now, and I'm gonna torque it to the final spec, which is 32 foot-pounds. So these are all the leftover parts from the XTERRA. I have taken the shims, bearing caps, the ring and pinion. Also, all those spare parts I've taken, but all of this right here I'm going to be throwing away. Okay, so that wraps up swapping a 4.6 ring and pinion from an XTERRA diff into an R200. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see a video comparing the stock 4.08 gearing to the 4.6 that we just swapped in. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video and found it useful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.